What's going on, PopSamurai fans? This is Johnny Hoon.
And Paul Peck.
We're here with Veronica Taylor.
Veronica Taylor.
Thank you so much for joining us here for a quick interview with you. I know you're really busy, so we'll get this out of the way quick. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. It's great to be here at Ohana-Con in Madison, Wisconsin. The regional tournament is going on. It's amazing. There's so many people here. I think there's close to 1,000 people. So.
Yeah. How does it feel being, again, Veronica Taylor, voice of Ash Ketchum. You've done many other voice roles. My kids know you as Sheep from Word World.
Yeah.
They love you. My little 2-year-old is just like Sheep, you know. But for me, growing up, Ash Ketchum was a big part of my childhood. When I heard you at the opening ceremonies, just flip on the Ash Ketchum's voice, I was like, oh, my inner child just screamed a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
How does it feel being a part of something so that became very monumental and very a large fandom, a large following?
Well, I got to be on Pokemon for the first 8 years of the show, and it was amazing. It changed my life, changed my perspective on life, actually. I don't think any of us knew that we'd be here 20 years later, almost 20 years, talking about Pokemon. It's incredible that the show had such heart to it. We've learned so much from it, and yet the games kind of keep us going. Look at the card games, the video games, everything like that. There's always something new to learn. It was an amazing thing to me, and what keeps being amazing is the opportunities I have by going to conventions to hear people's stories and, the amazing things that they've gone through and how Pokemon has kind of carried them through. It's extraordinary.
And how did you get into voice acting?
I've been an actor since I was 5. I went to college and grad school for acting. I've toured the United States with many different acting companies. And then to get on cartoons, I was recommended for an audition. I booked that job. They had me audition for something else, and it kind of steamrolled from there. That's the big thing about acting. It's all about networking, but you've got to get that first audition.
Going on to the fandom and people who meet you, what is it like when you meet someone who's just totally inspired by your work or really is affected by your work in such a really positive way?
I think it's a great reminder for all of us, no matter what you do in life, that you go to work and you give 100%, because you never know how far that action, that moment will travel. It's the same thing in our daily lives. You hold the door open for someone else, that can shift their life in a tiny way and cause them to do something else, and it just kind of snowballs from there. The fact that a tiny thing I worked on has kind of kept rippling out for 20 years and we still are talking about it. It's a great reminder of how you have to make every moment count. And the fact that I had the opportunity through such an extraordinary project like Pokemon is, it's awesome in the truest sense of that word.
Yeah, just kind of looking at the crowd and the amount of people that the ripple effect has caused itself. It's something that's going to be going on probably for generations to come now.
I think so. The thing is, Pokemon is more than just a cartoon or a card game or a video game. I think all of us have learned so many, it's instilled lessons in all of us. We've learned so many things from it about friendship, the power of positivity, just how to be competitive but still help the people you're competing against. All of that we've learned, even though we weren't hit over the head with it, and we've all taken it. Look at the way there's so much respect in this room, and that's something that from all of us growing up with Pokemon, it's not the only thing. We all had parents and they helped a lot too, but it's something that we have in common, and it's something that I see in common with everyone who comes up to talk to me at shows. That tiny thing of Pokemon that seed, let's say, has grown into a gigantic tree that just keeps going and going. And it's amazing for me to be just a tiny part of that and to be part of this growing family. It's, I don't know, I don't have any more words than that because it's just overwhelming. Awesome, I guess it comes back to that.
Again, the role most famous for, Ash Ketchum. Mm-hmm. You played it, like you said, for about 8 years. How close did you grow to the role? It was a very emotional, when you had to leave, or not really, but when you were done with it. Yeah. And did you have a favorite moment from the show that you had voiced in the episodes you've done with the character, and it was I love that the character went this way, or something that really affected you?
I think the biggest thing is that although Ash remains 10, he's really matured throughout the whole show. He has grown from that first moment, which the first episode we all remember, him waking up late and running out, and from that first moment where he thought he knew everything, and then at least, let's say, through the 8 years I was on the show, we see that he realizes how much he doesn't know and still keeps going towards his goals, coming up with new ones, and kind of working his way through it. That's what I loved about it. I don't have a specific moment. I mean, we all love the emotional moments of the show, like setting Butterfree free, or things that I think we all learned how to deal with loss, whether it was through friendship or a loved one or through competition. We learn how to deal with loss, how to grow from it. And I don't know, I liked that it could be so real, a cartoon. I've never worked on a show since or before that could be so real, even though it was cartoony. I mean, a 10-year-old boy with, a pair of underwear in his backpack, and he's off with 2 friends. That's everyone's dream. And yet we all could be on that adventure with Ash, because he is every man, every woman, So I don't have specific moments, but I love the whole idea of that. And I think that's why it keeps going on, because it's universal. We all can relate to it.
And I guess the final question for us here, for people out there who are aspiring to, like, maybe want to get into voice acting or acting in general, or something where people are maybe just following their dream of what they want to be creative and stuff like that. Do you have any final words for them or anything like that? Anything like that?
I do. The first thing I would say, if you want to be an actor, you want to make sure that there's nothing else you want to do in your life, because the highs are high and the lows are low. And for me, I've always wanted to be an actor, and that's what I am, but there was nothing else that I really wanted to do. So you have to follow your passion, especially when you're in the arts. It's very hard. There is no set path, and the better you are doesn't necessarily mean the higher you get in the corporate world. You can build your way up, and your pay reflects that. It's not like that as an artist or an actor or a dancer, a singer, but you're working away and creating all the time, and that's something fantastic, and that helps you through the lean times, of which there are many. So I think, follow your passion, figure out what it is, and just go for it. One thing that helps is networking. You want to make sure that you're always working with people who are like-minded, maybe who inspire you, but also can maybe get you a job. I think if you like film, working in a movie theater is a good idea. You're watching film all the time and figuring that out. You want to take as many acting classes as you can, same as being an artist or anything. Learn your trade, learn everything you can about it, because you want to be the best. I think of it as you pack your suitcase with all your talents, and then at some point that door of opportunity will open, and you want to step through being fully prepared. And the third thing, if you want to go into voice acting, you want to make sure you have a demo that's about a minute and a half long that showcases what you do. So whatever that is, go to a studio and have someone help you work on it. Your bathroom may have the best sound, but you don't want it to sound like you recorded it at home. But those things, one thing we learned from Pokemon is that you're better as a team. We are ourselves, but you need a team, and you find that with your family and your friends and coworkers, and you work together and you come up with ideas, and you're constantly working on stuff. You can't do it alone, even though you are alone. And so you find your network of people. That's the most important thing, because you need to be happy creating. That's what all of us are, right? We create. Right. Use your imagination and create. And then you just kind of keep plugging away.
All right, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Perfect.
That inspired me right now. That was really good. I appreciate it. Final thing for the folks at home, where can they go to find you or follow you or anything like that? Do you have a page or anything?
Well, don't come to my house and follow me down the street, but I'm on Twitter, the Veronica T, which is THE Veronica T. Same thing on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook, the Veronica Taylor. I look like this. That's my page. So, does that
help? Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it. PopSamurai fans, again, you can find all our stuff, PopSamuraiNetwork.com. Find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter at PopSamuraiCast. We'll be covering more from Ohana-Con here. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. This was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Great talking to you, and I just want to say, Pop Samurai, I choose you!